Hey, you guys. So, People's Life prescription number, what are we on? Six? So, Resilient Life. So, Resilient Life is all about stress management. And Resilient Life for me has also been an ongoing struggle, or I don't want to say struggle, it's been an ongoing evolution. And that has to do with how I manage stress. And I spent a lot of time studying stress. And one of the things I found to be most interesting about my process to understanding stress management is that I just remember when I first started off in like holistic medicine, that the main area that I focused on was food. I think that that's people's most likely default. And I would notice that all of the veterans, the people who've been doing this for years, focused on stress. And it didn't elude me that something like they knew something that I did not. And it's become apparent to me, particularly as I've gotten older, how important stress is and how overlooked it is when it comes to health. So, just some examples. One of the things I observed when I was in residency was that I would see a lot of young black men. And keep in mind, I did my residency in Oakland, California, and there was a lot of violence, honestly. And I would see a lot of young black men come in with diseases that they just shouldn't have had, particularly high blood pressure and even stroke. So, such high blood pressure that they would stroke out. And it just, you know, it dawned on me like there's no reason why this 21-year-old should be have paralysis of one side of their body because they had a stroke because of high blood pressure. Why? Right? And it's not because he ate a whole bunch of salt, right? These, high blood pressure used to be a disease that was really prevalent in as you got older. And, you start to see a lot of these chronic diseases develop a lot earlier. And, for me at the time, I remember there was a study that had come out that talked about the impact of stress, the impact of racism, the impact of trauma on blood pressure specifically. And it just made me realize, like, no, this is a real thing, like that has real life consequences. And then as I studied more and started to learn more about cortisol and your autonomic nervous system, I have videos on that, so I'm not going to talk about that now. But I started to realize that this is a really biochemical thing. It's not just, oh, I feel stressed. It's really about how your body responds to stress. So my approach to stress management in me has a lot to do with my intention around enhancing my parasympathetic nervous system. So that's my relaxation response. And so, how do I do that? So, therapy is one really important way that helps me look at old patterns that are no longer serving me, that may be exacerbating how my body responds to stress. So, my perception of what is stressful. So therapy has helped a lot with that. Meditation. So the process of meditation for me is not really about clearing my mind. And this is because I learned how to meditate. I learned several different ways of meditating, but the one that resonated most with me was one that is similar to transcendental meditation. And what that asks of you is to not try to clear your mind, but to really focus on like a mantra. So I used a mantra with mine. And the idea was for my mind to wander. And then when I realized that my mind was wandering, to bring it back to my mantra or my breath or whatever it is. And so the idea is not to clear my mind, it's to allow my mind to do what it does and then just to bring it back. And again, I can explain the science of this. There's a whole video on this about the stress response and the parasympathetic nervous system. But that is my intention, is to work on bringing myself back. And again, not perfection, but progress. So meditation works for me in that way. Doing things that I enjoy. So I really enjoy walking, spending time in nature, listening to music, laughing, watching good music, spending time with family, all of these things that help to calm my nervous system down. So these are some of the actions that I take. Breath work has become really huge in my life right now because I realize how quick breath work can work. So breath work is just simply taking deep belly breath, using my diaphragm to breathe, because what that does is it actually triggers a nerve in your body called the vagus nerve and helps to put you in that parasympathetic or that relax and rest and digest part of your nervous system. So I do that. And then I also use something called HRV, heart rate variability. And I use my Oura ring to track that. I also used another device that I can't find right now, and I'll mention it probably in the comments, but to help me track my heart rate variability, which helps me track my stress. So hopefully some of this is helpful for you guys. If you have questions, let me know. Tell me what you do to help manage stress. in your life and where you are in that process. And I will see you guys in the next video.